Manga-Waido.
My name is Rina Nishikawa. I'm in 4th grade. I just became the class president of my new class. I think I'm doing a pretty good job of organizing everyone, if I do say so myself. Thanks to the kindness and cooperation of everyone in the class meetings and discussions go very smoothly. But there is one problem. I want to get along with everyone, but there's one boy I have a hard time with. Takuya Matsunaga. Compared to the others, he is very quiet and reserved. Today, I tried to talk to Takuya again. However... Hey Takuya, did you do your math homework? It was hard, wasn't it? Especially Q3.
I did it. You can look at my notes here.
Huh? Oh, thanks. I just can't have a good conversation with Takuya. There was this one time when we were playing dodgeball in the gym. Takuya caught the ball and protected me. Oh, thanks. Takuya, you're pretty athletic.
I think I'm pretty normal.
I see. Sorry. Takuya may be quiet and unsociable, but that doesn't mean he doesn't fit with the class. He's able to talk to the other boys in the circle and even smiles. But to me, Takuya seems somehow different from the other boys.
Hey Rina, you're looking at Matsunaga again. What's so good about that guy?
And then, about halfway through the first semester, there was a rumor going around the school that a boy had transferred to the 6th grade. His name was Yosuke Yamada, and he was so big he didn't look like an elementary school kid, and his eyes and attitude were really bad.
He beat up Lita, the strongest fighter in the 6th grade, on his first day at school.
Oh my gosh, scary. Yosuke quickly beat up all the boys in his class and reigned supreme as the boss of the 6th graders at school. No one seemed to be able to match Yosuke's strength, who was as big as a high school student. After a while, bad rumors about Yosuke started coming from everywhere. I heard that Yosuke moved here from the next city. He was so bad that there was nobody that didn't know him. And there's even a story that he had junior high students as followers. He lives with his father, who used to be a delinquent too. He's the 2nd generation of a super villainous delinquent. Such a person went to the same school. I couldn't help but tremble. And worst of all, the apartment Yosuke lived in was on my and Tayuka's route to school. There were convenience stores and video game arcades along the way, and Yosuke was often hanging around there. I saw him many times entering the arcade with other junior high school students who looked like delinquents, even though they weren't supposed to. Wow, he's littering the front of the store with those kids again!
Shh, stop! You'll get into trouble!
Yosuke's bad rumors of nightlife, association with delinquents, shoplifting, and false blackmail only increased with each passing day. I also saw a man who appeared to be Yosuke's father being called to the school on several occasions. He was a stocky man who walked with a waddle that was very much like an ex-delinquent. I hope nothing bad happens in the future. I had a bad feeling about this, but there's nothing I can do as a junior. When I was beginning to feel that way, I was on the way home with everyone from Saturday classes. I ran into Yosuke in the parking lot of a convenience store where he and his buddies were hanging out. Our eyes met. Oh no, it was already too late.
Hey, you little brat, come here!
What? Me?
That's right. Senior orders. Lend me some money. I forgot the money to buy ice cream.
Yusuke-san, how terrifying, asking her for money right from the beginning.
That school is mine now. All the students are my servants.
There's not a single servant in the school.
Such a mutter made me and everyone else turn blue. It was Takuya.
What? You can't listen to what I'm saying? Ah!
Yosuke is coming towards us. We couldn't help but make way.
So it's you, huh? Do you need to get hurt to understand? Who do you think you are?
Wait a minute! Please stop! Yosuke glares at me with a sideways glance. If it's money, I'll give it to you. Please, no violence. As I said that, everyone else came together and shouted, "Let him go!"
Rina, everyone.
As I hand over the money,
Huh?
Yasuke blows him off and Takuya falls on his butt.
I've memorized both of your faces. I'll be taking care of you from now on.
What does that mean?
It's nothing. You better look forward to it. Just be careful on your way to and from school.
After saying that, Yasuke and his friends entered the convenience store. We left the place as fast as we could. We stopped and took a breath around the area far enough away from the convenience store where Yasuke was. Takuya came over, bowing his head towards me.
Thanks for earlier, Rina. It was my fault. I'm sorry. I just couldn't forgive him.
No problem. I'm glad you spoke up. He doesn't have any servants at school. Everyone else agreed too. I suddenly realized that Takuya had scraped his palm, probably from when he fell after being pushed by Yasuke. You're bleeding! Oh no, we have to patch you up right away!
That's right. If germs get through a wound like this, it'll turn into tetanus. I need to go home and sterilize it.
Tetanus? I didn't know what that was, but I took a chance and quickly raised my hand. I'll take Takuya home as class president. As a thank you for having our backs, I held Takuya's handbag and walked him home.
Dad, I'm home.
Nice to meet you. I'm Rina Nishikawa from Takuya's class. Actually, just a while ago, Takuya's father listened to my story while I was treating Takuya's injuries inside the house.
I see. So that's why you sent Takuya home. Thank you, Nishikawa.
I'm the class president. It's only natural for me to accompany my classmates at times like this.
I see. Thanks. More importantly, that Yosuke, the 6th grader, how troubling. Takuya,
Yes, sir.
the sooner you make your first move, the better. Follow me.
What? I didn't know what was going on, but I decided to follow Takuya too. I wondered where we were going, since he said we were going to walk a little, and we ended up in front of an old apartment. Yamada was written on the side of the entrance door. This place? No way!
Dad, did you know about that senior's house?
They're both infamous. When they moved in, the neighborhood association president told us to be careful.
Takuya's father rang the doorbell without hesitation. After a while, it was Yasuke himself who answered. Looks like he came back from the convenience store.
Ah, who are you, old man? What do you want? You must be the Yosuke I've heard so much about. Let's have you apologize to my boy. Oh, you're that little guy's father. No wonder you look so dull. Now let's have you apologize. I want a heartfelt apology, and give her the money back now. No way. Do you have anything to be ashamed of? Getting involved in an argument between two kids? Just apologize now and return the money.
Apologize, don't apologize. Return the money or don't return it. Their exchange continued for a while in front of the entrance of the apartment.
Shut up! What's all the fuss? You all want to get beat up?
A very scary-looking adult came out. It's Yasuke's father.
Who are you, the PTA? What do you want from Yosuke?
Your son injured our child. I demand an apology.
Huh. Is that true, Yosuke? You hurt him?
He just scraped his palm and bled a little. That's all. He's overreacting.
You're right. That's an exaggeration. You're ratting on about something as minor as a scrape.
An injury is an injury. If bad germs get in, you could get an infection. You're a persistent old man. Just go home already. Not so fast. Now come on, apologize.
Come on. Parents shouldn't get involved in their kids' fights. How pathetic.
That's vicious for a fight between kids. Maybe it's the result of your lack of guidance.
I told you to stop exaggerating! That's enough!
Yasuke's father suddenly lost his temper.
Talking about a lack of guidance. I'm an ex-captain of a suicide squadron. Don't you dare talk to me like that!
I shuddered at being yelled at so closely by a grown man. It was at that moment Takuya's father's expression changed like a demon.
I'm an active duty airborne. Don't mess with us airborne!
Yosuke's father's face twitched the moment he was told.
Airborne? You mean you're a member of the Ranger unit?
Ranger unit? I've seen it on TV. I think they are members of the self-defense forces that sometimes go on very dangerous missions. Takuya's father is a member of that unit?
We're a death squadron that would abandon our wives and children and jump into enemy lines at the drop of a hat. It's natural to love one's family in peacetime, you idiot!
Takuya's father doesn't know when he won't be able to see his family again, which is why he's trying to protect him like this. Takuya's father nudges towards Yosuke's father, who's getting all jittery.
What's happened, ex-Suicide Squad leader? Were you an amateur? I'll kill you if you underestimate the self-defense forces. I apologize. My stupid son has caused you trouble.
Dad? Why are you apologizing? Don't be scared of this guy.
You idiot, just apologize! You can't say that because you don't know anything about airbornes!
Is it that crazy?
Masa the Yakuza and his gang used to pick fights with the airborne, and they beat them up!
They're monsters.
There is something my dad told me later. The 1st Airborne Corps seemed to be a place where some of the most amazing people in the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force gather. Paratroopers undergo rigorous training every day in case of emergency. When training to jump out of airplanes, their parachutes failed, so they fell to the ground and trained without opening their chutes.
I am so sorry.
I'm sorry, I won't do it again!
Yosuke got a hard smack from his father and was made to bow his head together while crying. I also got my money back and was able to get out safely. This is something I heard later. Yosuke's father had a relative in the self-defense forces, and he had heard a lot about the horrors of the airborne soldiers. That's why he shrank in an instant. Thank you so much for today. I feel so much better.
It's okay. Thank you too. Please, take care of Takio from now on.
Later that day, I made a proposal at a class meeting and decided to organize a cleanup activity in the school and town with volunteer members. Because Yosuke and his delinquent friends were always littering and making a mess everywhere. After this activity, the negative feelings towards Yosuke and his friends became very strong. This made things difficult for the father and son. Word quickly spread that Yosuke's father got down on his knees to Takuya's father. Perhaps they felt too uncomfortable, but before we knew it, they were gone. They went back to their father's hometown, where his father works part-time and Yosuke works as a houseworker to support the family. After Yosuke and his son left town, the other delinquents quieted down. My relationship with Takuya has been good ever since. Takuya dreams of becoming a paratrooper like his father someday. Even though he's still in elementary school, he trains every day. I wonder if the reason he seems different from everyone else is because he's working so hard towards his future dream. I'll be continuing to cheer for Takuya in the future as well. That's still a secret from everyone, though.